Hi, Instagram. Still waiting for my Facebook to go live. Okay, so I'm live now. Hello, Facebook. My name is Promise Odera Ono. I'm expecting a call in 30 minutes. So when I get that call, I might have to cut off the video if I'm not done talking. So for me, I think democracy is dead in Nigeria. I've listened to the Supreme Court. I've been listening to channels. I've been listening to Arise TV, trying to make sense of what the legal practitioners say. And the consensus is that everything the Supreme Court said in that judgment is based off of the Constitution. And personally, I've been saying it, I've posted it in a time past that Nigeria's Constitution is as good as a tissue paper. And Nigeria cannot move forward. In fact, listening to Zil Roberts Clark that came on channels Politics Today with Sheon, he did say that since 1999 till now, we're still passing the same issue. And it's going to remain like that for the next 20 years if we don't do anything about the Constitution. And I agree. I don't believe that Nigeria has a good Constitution to run a good country. The Constitution we have was not done by consensus, it was not done by Nigerians per se. And hence why President Goodluck Jonathan took time to do the constitution review and everything, and that confab report was just dumped and it was not implemented since then, and that's why we are where we are now. A lot of legal practitioners, people who have gotten to the apex or climax of their profession, have actually said they lost faith in the judiciary. The likes of Delefaro Timi, the likes of Abakoba. These are senior advocates of Nigeria. And that shows, or that tells you a lot about our judiciary, when people who have studied that constitution, who have gone to school, done thesis on that constitution, will come out openly and tell you that they've lost faith, not in the judiciary, not in the Supreme Court. So, I mean, personally speaking, was I surprised? I wasn't surprised. I mean, the video I did last was why they usually use Igbo man to sort of stage all this rubbish. And the lead justice there, the Justice Okoro, is behind an Igbo name. I guess they do this intentionally to say, okay, it's your tribesman that said that. But anyway, I don't know, because sometimes when I look at the whole Nigerian situation, I sometimes want to believe that people really care about the country. When I mean people, I mean the politicians and all these people that comes on TV, that the judiciary, the legislature, all these people. Sometimes I wonder if they truly care and they don't know how to get it right, or they know what is right and don't want to do it, as opposed to their selfish interest. And I want to believe it's the latter, because if you want to do anything good, there are templates, there are countries that are run. There are even African countries that are way better than Nigeria. In fact, Nigeria, I keep saying, in the world, in the grand scheme of things in the world, Nigeria is even a village. Nigeria is not even seen in the theater, in the stage, and purely because we are still struggling with elementary, basic nursery things in Nigeria, which other African countries have actually gone over and beyond those challenges. I mean, if you want to talk about, and this is not to say that Nigeria is not a strong country or whatever, but then we are only good at GDP, and what GDP simply means is what we are selling, or the money that are coming in. Now, no matter how much is coming in, if you are not developing your people, the HDI remains low, and that's why you see your exchange rate is one of the poorest in Africa, if not the poorest as we speak. I think the naira appreciated a little bit today, but it's still 1,350 naira to a pound. And then when you look at other countries, I'm talking about South Africa, Ethiopia, Rwanda, even Cameroon, even Ghana, These people on average are like 34 units of their currency to a pound, especially now that the UK is passing through inflation with COVID, with the Ukraine war, with even the Israeli war now. You know, you should imagine that Naira should do better. We sell more oil, we are doing better economically, but it's like the opposite. Purely because all that GDP that is coming in, which we are number one in the whole of Africa, these people are busy sharing that money. On top of that, borrowing extra. So when you look at all these things, you know, you just give up. I don't know what else to do. I don't know um what is the mental capacity of Mr. Peter Obi right now. I don't know what he's thinking. Even people telling him 2027. Personally, I don't think Peter Obi belongs to that political terrain. I've said it before. Peter Obi shouldn't be meddling himself in African politics, not to talk of Nigeria's politics. He doesn't belong to that class. Yes, we are all Nigerians by birth, but sometimes you have to choose where you want to belong. And this is a free world. You can go to any country and nationalize, and that's what I've done. I look at myself when I look at Nigeria. I don't think I want to be in that. I don't know how to say it. It sometimes irritates me. I would like to belong to civilized people, know what I'm obtaining from the society. So if I'm paying tax, I know what I'm getting. And that's why it's extremely difficult. And a lot of Nigerians who have lived abroad will tell you they can't move back. And that's purely because of this. So when you look holistically in Nigeria, unless you want to play that Aburism, Abuerohism or tout kind of politics, or you want to do that forceful nature of dragging power and grabbing power, you will find out that you don't belong. You will find out that you will easily lose your place. You find out that very quickly you will not get the support of people you think are like minds, because there are no like minds. And then what we're also seeing is that most of the people right now that we see as the oppressor were people that claim to fight for democracy. And what happens is that when you keep fighting, and then you see that the person you are fighting against is more powerful than you are, at some point you tell your colleagues, all right, let's run. And if they don't want to run, you even join and fight them. And that is what is going on. So sometimes we don't even know, who is good, who is bad. It's just easy to just join the bandwagon because they're just too powerful. But I hope Mr. Peter Obi can just take this as a learning curve, especially all the obedience. Find your way out of Nigeria. That's the best thing. Give birth to it doesn't matter. We don't have to hold on to this is my country when the country is, unable to hold on to us or even good for us at all. So that's my standpoint. I don't think Nigeria has the capability to do democracy. I mean, when you look at Nigeria as it is, and look at what is obtainable, it's very, very, very difficult to sort of expect so much from the country. Just give me 1 second. You okay? Okay. So it's extremely difficult to expect anything, because I ask myself, is it the same God that created the Israelites, that created Chinese, that created Americans, that created Nigeria? Because it looks like the devil had a hand in creating Nigeria. Because one of the I think yesterday, the few people that came to discuss this whole Supreme Court judgment on Arise, they said the problem is not the Electoral Act, it is us Nigerians. And he also, even the one that came to the senior legal practitioner that came on channels was saying it. It is us, the people. It's the political parties, which of course is made up of people. So I think there's a fundamental problem with us Nigerians. And the man said it on air. All of us are crooks. All of us are criminals. I mean, Shehu tried to stop him from saying that, saying he's doing a good job. But then, even before the judgment, I came on air and I did the live and I said, this is how it's going to be. Before the election day, I came out and said, I'm not a prophet. It's purely because I'm Nigerian. I know how we think. I know how it's going to be. I am sure a lot of people are saying, oh, we know how it's going to be. Tinubu will not allow anybody to take over from him. He's not going to resign. So we know how corrupt we are as a people. We know how we are. And that is the fundamental problem. If you see an average British person, he wants to do good, his head is on his shoulders, he knows what to do, he does the right thing, whether anybody is looking or not. When you look at an American, he wants to do the good thing, he wants to be on the right side of the law, and that is America. When you look at a Nigerian, they want to cut corners, they want to do dubious things, and let's tell ourselves the truth. If you go to Nigeria to do something good, you will not get any followership, you won't get any support. But once you want to do anything wrong, of course you will fly through, because that is like our second nature, evil. And that is why everybody has thrown every caution out of the window just for Tinubu to stay in power. I mean, 8 years will just go like this. Yes, some of us will become much older, maybe become less involved in active social media and discussion of politics, but then it's a shame. I mean, posterity, we just kindly, we did our best, we talked, we tried to educate the masses. They didn't allow our votes to count. They didn't allow the people's mandates to work, right? And now what they're telling us is based on technicality, based on timing. Now, in America, even if a case is closed, I mean, Tupac's suspect was recently arrested. That's Tupac. You know when Tupac died? That's even if a case is done, closed, right? If there is fresh evidence, that case gets reopened. That's US for you. In the UK, the same thing. Once there is fresh evidence, even if there is already judgment, and the fresh evidence goes contrary to the judgment, they will reopen the case. In Nigeria, they will tell you that the time for court of first instance has gone, and because of that they throw it away. So if you're a murderer, if you're a killer, because you did not bring it up in the first instance, it's okay, you are flying. And that is absolutely wrong. That's incredibly wrong. I don't know how we sort of make a system that is so diabolically, demonically wrong, and people are calling it the law. I don't understand. You know, Tinubu puts Buhari there. When they wanted to do this electoral law signing, they changed it many times. And that's when they started planning on these things they just executed. And I was just listening to channels as well when APC lawyer came on there. He said that they had a team put together by Fashola, who is also a senior advocate of Nigeria, pre-election. So they knew what they wanted to do. And he said it on air. But they just achieved the same thing because they've been planning for years for this. So whereas all of us were here, they are telling us voters, education, vote we can't, blah, blah, blah. These guys have already planned how they are going to execute this because they know Buhari was not doing a good job. Now look at the state of things. Yes, you could prove what is legal, but we all know what is right. We all know what is true. You see, this is why I don't like courts. I don't even like democracy, because democracy put a lot of power on the political parties, which is the elites, or the elites, however you want to pronounce it, which is what Robert Clark is trying to say, that the political parties are the problem. Now, these elites choose somebody, bring out, and the masses have to vote. Do you understand? So the problem that we have in Nigeria is that system. And that system, everything stems or comes out from that constitution. We need to either adopt confab or decide to go our separate ways. As a country, we're not productive. We're not productive. We are retrogressing, and there is nothing coming out of it. We don't understand our left from our right, and things just keep getting bad. Sorry, give me 1 second. So we need to find a solution to all this. And unfortunately, when I look at the whole sphere, when I listen to people, you find out that we're in a cage that we've made ourselves, whereby whoever is the king of that cage at that particular time, of course, runs the show, and everybody has to obey. And all you have to do is wait for your time and pray that you survive till then, and wait for another person to overthrow or get the power from them. And the cycle begins. For how long are we going to continue like this? For how long are we going to continue like this? We have a man, we have about 5 people. We have Atiku, we have P2B, we have Sowore, we have Tinubu, and we have who else? Tinubu, P2B, Atiku, Sowore, and who else in this election? Now, out of all of that, you are telling me that Tinubu is the best. How can Tinubu be the best? How can Tinubu be the best out of all this? That is what our constitution has guaranteed us. When an ongoing court case, sorry, Kwankwaso, yes, when an ongoing court case in America has said that this guy is this guy, a lot of questions, a lot of things. You say all of them are pre-election matters. And you tell me that constitution makes sense. If you fought the Supreme Court justices, their hands are tied. If they do anything, they will be arrested. They just released Bauer. After how many days? What is the point of arresting him? What did you judge him? Did he go to court? In fact, everything just person's wish. Nigeria is like personal wish of the president. Anything he wishes, he gets. He is the god of Nigeria. The very first time we see him addressing was that yesterday. One man was behind him, holding him in case he falls that way. Bajamila on the right, Abi on the left, in case he falls left, and one other person on the right, in case he falls right, for him to just talk nonsense about how he won election. You know the people are not with you. Now the problem is, how do you move the country forward? There is no unity. Without unity, there can be no progress. Already, Asare Dokubo is already lamenting. He has not even started. All of us go, you go explain tire. All of us go do that 8 years. All of that will support them, including the church, Adeboye Demo, Ade Farasino, all of them will go all day this country together. You are looking at the millions you have in my bank account and you think that makes sense. Everybody thinks at least I can afford to fly out. He's the same person talking about plan B, talking about Saul before David. Okay, Saul is there. Let's enjoy the Saul. I don't understand the kind of pastor that will marry a Muslim. Your wife is a pastor in the Redeem and you are a Muslim. Your wife is doing the Christian side of things. You are covering the Islamic side, and then your son is on the streets covering the street side. Everything is just, the guy is just everywhere. His tentacles is there. Managed to cage the whole judiciary, the INEC, everywhere. Everywhere, legislature. That's what Abure was talking about in his speech yesterday. That it is turning into dictatorship. That is what we are slowly going into. We have gone into. Who can challenge Tinubu now? Somebody rightly said on live yesterday that nobody born of a woman can take the presidency from Tinubu. Not now, not in the next 4 years. And that is true. But people don't understand something. You see, I was thinking yesterday, I said to myself, anything you do in leadership is so powerful. So powerful that it can come back and hurt you that made that decision when you are in power. Do you know that INEC was created by Obasanjo? The same Obasanjo now will be wherever he is saying, "Chai, look at this boy, look at this idiot that I put in power." Do you guys also know that the last Nigerian who had as president was Goodluck Jonathan? Because what's his name? Buhari is from Niger, and he told you he's going to move back to Niger. Nobody's hearing from him since then. Now he's going back to Niger. He was only yesterday. He said he's thanking the court for Kineko, whatever, right? And then Tinubu is from Guinea-Bissau. The man doesn't have an identity. Some will say he's from Osun State, Abi Ogun State. Some people say he's from Lagos. Now we don't know why all these things are going this way. We don't have access to all of these things. We deserve what we get. We select few. The select few have spoken to me would do for 8 years, not for. Yes, of course. Including all these people now. See, all those powerful people during Buhari time, they're irrelevant now. Apart from the head of the APC then, the chairman of APC that we saw on TV with Tinubu, most of them are gone. And then probably like people like Festus Keyamo, which translate into power. But most of them then, like the spokesperson, Ahmad Lawa and all the rest, where are they today? You do your tenure, you steal, you go. Another team will come, continue the stealing. But where does that leave us as a people? That is the question. Are you going to come and tell somebody like me to go and do campaign in the next 4 years or next 8 years? I've never, for the record, I've never in my life voted in Nigeria. And I will never vote in Nigeria. I know. Even with all the obedient blah blah blah, vote we can't this time blah blah blah. I was watching when the electoral law came out, how it was rejected first and second, and I knew there was something. You don't need to be a soothsayer, I don't need to be a prophet to sort of see. If you want to be a good police, Yeah, you have to think like criminals. If you want to be a good narcotics, you have to think like drug pushers. And that is it. I studied Nigeria, I know how we reason, and that is why I don't have any faith in the system. Except Adi Peter Obi came on board. I knew, because I was in Anambra State when he was governor, that he would do something right. Obasanjo did it. But you see, after Obasanjo, after good luck, none. These people don't care. They don't even see themselves as Nigerians. The mess is there, and they will continue giving you that mess. The government of Nigeria is anti-people. Like, they are fighting again. If you say this, they want to do this. If you say this, they want to do this. They are not there to work for you. There are systems you will be in, and a matter of this magnitude will be there. You will probably know what is going to be the result or the outcome. In Nigeria, we know also the result is going to be negative. We know the result is going to be like this. But what I'm saying is that for those who are believing in the rule of law, constitution, democracy, we have all seen it play out before our eyes. All of a sudden, Tinubu is a saint. So Atiku has been wasting his time. Peter Obi has been wasting his time. The other party has been wasting their time, because at the end of the day, what the Supreme Court, and the guy boasted about this on channels, that 5 justices of the tribunal and 7 justices of the Supreme Court, 12, gave every other person 0. That means 12 over 0. And you want to tell me that you and I have a say in that same country? Where is your democracy? Who are you? You see justices resigning before judgment is read. You see all these things happening because only one man, the same man, appoints the judiciary leader, appoints the legislature leader, and he's the executive leader. He just was releasing money to everybody he just released money to teachers that are, the money that was held back for teachers doing a strike, release money to what do you call it, to legal practitioners. Just make everybody happy, and then let the masses continue what? Suffering. Because if you ask me, I don't think Tinubu can fix the problem in Nigeria, because already you have failed. You have failed in the number one thing, which is unification. Because Nigeria cannot be done by the government alone. You need people partnership. And people have to believe in you as a leader to be able to work with you. I keep making reference to Israel. Even as they are in wartime, they are still calling for the resignation of their prime minister. Once that is happening, there's problem. Even in Germany, they are having problem with their prime minister. Once there is problem in government, even if you are the best government, Daniel, stop. Even if you are the best government, you will not get what you want from the people. You will tell them to follow this way, they will follow that way. So yes, the renewed shege go touch everybody. Exactly. It's a shame. It's a big shame. It's a very big shame. Those that are supporting APC already have seen the exchange rate and what it is telling you. But without admitting, they will say, even if Peter Obi got in there, he wouldn't do anything. Who told you that if Peter Obi gets in there, he wouldn't do anything? Somebody who has sat in banks, somebody you can see his antecedents, his records, somebody who have the highest black card in the UK, somebody you know his abilities, somebody who has studied at something countries. Okay, give him the chance to run it for like 100 days and see. It's absurd. It's absurd. Democracy is dead in Nigeria and they don't care. So I'm going to keep this short because, like I said, I'm expecting a call back. It's quite shameful. It's quite shameful. We don't have a constitution. Our constitution is as good as a tissue paper. I keep saying it. When you hear Danny, go upstairs. When you hear that somebody is a senior advocate of Nigeria, you will want to respect that person. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria based on 1999 constitution. In fact, go and check all the things they've been saying since yesterday. All of them have been saying the 1999 constitution needs to be amended. For me, I think there's no point amending. Just adopt confab that Nigerians made by themselves during Goodluck Jonathan time. Let's have a law of ourselves. Change the name Nigeria. Do state police. We need a massive overhaul of the whole system. I was reading that the police barracks are such in a very bad situation that they want to change the model so that police will start living with civilians. Where are civilians living in the first place? Civilians that will work hard and make their own money and build house or be renting and be paying a lot of money is where you want to go and put police. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, the person that said that and is going to go into hearing in the parliament, in the Senate. But he said, yes, even in the West, they do the same. But also bear in mind that in the West, those housing is controlled by the army, for example, or the police. They are the ones that give those houses to the police, to their officers, and they move them because they are security, personnel. They move them and their families after so often. Nigeria does not have the kind of sophistication of planning and management of housing to do that. So the barracks is even better for them to know that if they give you one room there, that is your room. Because when you start moving them around, how often can you move them around? Because they can be targeted. All these things, we have not even done the basis. We don't even have power. I saw Okonjo-Iweala's video to Igbos because she's from an Igbo extraction. And then she did say that why Igbo is not moving forward, of course, is because of power. And that is essentially because that is also Nigeria's problem anyway. But because, of course, she's talking to the Igbo region. And he says that Rockefeller, who is one of the richest men in the world, have developed batteries to power, communities of third world countries. And we should attract, they are coming to Nigeria anyway. You won't hear this kind of news. All you will hear is billions flying around the center. They are giving you stipend, they are putting money in your account, they are giving you rice. Give people power. There are solutions out there. Adopt it if you really care about these people. But because of this corruption and they have to pay a lot of lawyers, both abroad, both at home, trying to cover up their mess, pay a lot of justices, they are busy sorting out all these election issues. And that's why they are borrowing money and they are not doing anything. And America and the West are enabling Nigerians to be in this situation. Because instead of giving all these billions of dollars, and I don't know why they keep giving loans to Nigeria, why not come and build power plants? How much is power plants? Come and build it for us. Just like the Chinese build railway for us. Come and build power plants. Come and build refinery instead of taking our oil. You put pipe, run it from here to Europe. Why not come down and build refineries for us? I'm not going to stay long. I don't know what is the fate of the poor man or the poor masses. It's like when a criminal comes into your house with a gun, you are lying out there begging, or God beg. You are their mercy. That's what we are in Nigeria. We are praying that church mind or anything they hold dear will touch their mind so they can be a little bit, merciful on Nigerians. Because what is coming by December, people will hear the scores. By Christmas, that's when probably £1 will be hitting 2,000. You'll be probably buying fuel at 1,000 a liter. That's when people will understand. Because now, they don't sit down comfortably. Wike has congratulated him. The Bajamila, them are laughing on the TV. All of them don't relax. The same Bajamila that America, a body in America has ousted because of his forgery, now he's relaxed. So Nigeria is a government of impunity, of criminals, of people who don't believe in rule of law, and our constitution is so flawed that it cannot guarantee anything, not even democracy. At the end of the day, the justices' hands are tied because they have been appointed by the executive. The legislative are tied because when they finish their law and send, executive won't sign it into law. So at the end of the day, when you look at the whole system, either we overhaul this thing or we divide. Do you understand? Either we adopt confirm as a constitution, or they keep doing their useless amendment of the 19th constitution, which is rubbish, or they even, in fact, I don't know, because I don't think there's a willpower anymore. All of us are now at the mercy of APC Tinubu's party. And whatever they give you, you know, when you are in prison, they will sometimes bring food and give you. You will say, thank God they brought food, but you are still in prison. That's the situation a lot of us are. We are at the mercy of those who have stolen our mandate. And there is no democracy in Nigeria. There is no constitution. All of you are on autopilot in what the Labour Party's chairman's word called dictatorship. I have to go. Thank you.